Is this normal? Vulva edition. I am starting a new series, and today we're talking all about the vulva. So let's dive in. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Dr. Jennifer Lincoln, board certified OBGYN. Welcome to the health class you did not have in high school. Like I said in the intro, I'm starting a new series called Is This Normal? Because so many times y'all ask me questions of, Dr. Jen, is this normal? Is that normal? And we need to talk about it. So we're starting this week with talking about the vulva. First, a quick reminder on what the heck the vulva is, because lots of us don't know the difference between a vulva and a vagina because we were never taught, so it's not your fault. So as you can see in this photo here, everything on the outside, that is part of the vulva. And the images that you're gonna see in this and the next few are from the Vulva Gallery, and they are some great artistic resources. I highly recommend that you follow them on Instagram and their other socials. But a different perspective here, my vulva puppet, we love it, we know it. You can see this is the labia majora, or the outer lips, the labia minora, or the inner lips. You've got the clitoris and the clitoral hood, and everything that's in here is the vagina. So today we are talking about the outside. And you can also see here in this image, this is what a vulva can also look like from the front and the structures that are included in the vulva, not the vagina. Okay, the first one of, is this normal? Is it normal for one side to be longer than the other? And what am I talking about? I'm talking about what looks like in this picture right here. And the answer is, yes, it is totally normal. Very rarely are we perfectly symmetrical. Maybe some celebrities are, but that's not what we're talking about today. And that includes our vulva. And one question that I often get is, well, they used to be about the same size and now they're different. And sometimes this happens in puberty, meaning that that differentiation can happen once you go through puberty. Sometimes we notice differences after childbirth, especially if there was a tear or something like that, but it's normal. And the only time that we would say, maybe you should consider doing something about that is if it's causing you harm, meaning that one of the lips of the labia is long enough that it's getting caught in your underwear or while you're exercising or riding a bike or even during sex. Sometimes it can affect how you wear clothes too. And so in those cases, surgery is the answer. It's something called a labiaplasty where they might, shorten the length of one side or do both sides, but this is not a surgery to just walk into or entertain lightly. It can affect how the vulva functions. There can be things like nerve injury that can happen from this. And it should only be done if you really feel like you need it, not because you're trying to look like somebody or your partner is making you feel bad. It should be a real informed decision that you make because yes, it is normal for one side to be longer than the other. Okay, question number 2. Is it normal for these lips to stick out beyond these? What do you think? Go ahead and put an answer in the comment section if you know the answer to this one, because the answer is yes, it's totally normal. So you may have heard of this idea of innies versus outies, and I'm not talking about belly buttons, but the idea that an innie vulva is one where those inner lips are tucked inside, and an outer vulva or an outie vulva is ones where these lips stick out. And you will see that there's a lot of derogatory comments and shaming about outie vulvas that exist even on social media and have even been used by people like cosmetic surgeons, which don't get me started, but they're both absolutely normal. And the idea that we shame people because their inner lips or the labia minora stick out beyond the labia majora is so messed up and it drives me nuts. And you might be watching this and think, wait, people actually think that? Trust me, they do, because I've gotten the DMs of people who are like distraught, like, I hate my vulva. My partner made fun of it. They called it a roast beef sandwich. Or I never see how I look on porn. They're always innies. It drives me nuts. So it's normal. You're beautiful. Please play that over as many times as you need. Okay, the third question, is this normal? Is it normal for the skin to be darker down there? And the answer is, yeah, totally normal. And what's really sad is when I Google this, because I just wanted to see what popped up when people Google this, so many of the first results were from cosmetic surgeons who were saying how they could treat you and they could do these different things to lighten your skin down there, which if I was just a random person looking this up, I might Google that and think, oh yeah, something is wrong with me. I better treat it, right? Wrong. So yes, it's absolutely normal for the skin of the vulva to be darker down here. It can happen as you go through puberty. It can be a result of the hormones of puberty. It can also happen in pregnancy for the same exact reason, increased blood flow, increased hormones. It's also normal for it to happen as you get older. And yeah, sometimes it happens because these things rub together and they can get a little darker. There are treatments if this bothers you, like bleaching and lasers. And as you imagine, these are not without their risks or their cost. And you should only do it if you feel like you want to do it, not because you think that the perfect, cute little labia is very light and one color and lips are all tucked in, because that is a bunch of bullshit. And I would like for you to consider, are there some racist undertones going on here? Because why is darker bad? Because that's very racist, and I just want us to sit with that and examine that for a moment. Okay, moving on, number 4, is it normal to have dark spots on the vulva? And the answer is, it might not be. And this is something I do want you to pay attention to, because these dark spots could represent melanoma, aka skin cancer, or even other types of cancer of the vulva. These types of cancerous lesions can be black or brown or even gray. Oftentimes when we think of cancer, we think of abnormal, like irregular borders, as opposed to like a tiny little mole that might be very small and regular appearing. You also want to make sure it's not something like warts. So if there are some new spots or even one spot on your vulva that you're not sure about, check in with your healthcare provider and we can take a look and do a biopsy potentially if we're concerned. I do want to reassure you that cancer of the vulva, thankfully, is very rare, but we don't want to just be like, oh, it must be nothing. If you see something down there that you're not sure about, go ahead and get it checked out. Okay, lastly, number 5, is it normal to have burning or itching on the vulva? And the answer is usually not. Sure, we might itch every now and again, right? Just like you get an itch on your arms. But if you have got like legit burning or itching and it's not going away, this could be a sign of infections or skin disorders. I made a whole video about burning, vaginal vulvar burning. And if that's you, I want you to dive into that and get more information there. And I really want to highlight that itching can be a sign of infection. So please, please do not treat this by buying that garbage Vagisil anti-itch cream. Even that cream itself has stuff in it that's supposed to relieve the itch. But for lots of gynecologists, we have seen how it causes more problems and allergic reactions. So we really beg you to come in and get evaluated to see if it's something we can treat, rather than trying a bunch of stuff on your own. And if it doesn't work out, you've wasted time, wasted a lot of money, and maybe made the problem worse. Okay, I hope you enjoyed my new little series about Is This Normal? Vulva Edition. Which one should I do next? Go ahead and drop it in the comment section along with any other questions or comments. As always, I have references and resources in my show notes. Follow me along on TikTok, Instagram, all the other places all week long for all sorts of good content. And until next time, stay safe, my friends. See you later.